Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
That's right, Anna. That is friggin' right! Ah! Alright. Gather around, dearies. I've been sitting on this one for a while because who makes a whole video dedicated to talking about themselves? Oh wait, every YouTube streamer ever, because pretty much everybody always wants an origin story at some point or another. But honestly, that would be way too self-serving. And I'm here to give treats, obviously. Alright, dears. So why did I gather you here today? Well, quite frankly, I need to talk about a few things. I knew one day, regardless of whether or not it came up naturally or for some dickhead that doesn't understand, I knew one day I would have to explain my name. Because how can you rock a name like Mr. Guileful and not explain yourself? The name Guileful means wily, duplicitous, and deceitful. So now that sounds pretty bad now, doesn't it, right? Deceitful, duplicitous. Well, let me tell you, I'm a bigger fan of the word wily. Yes, such a good word. Makes you think of foxes, doesn't it? So, for an example of how I toe the line between wily and deceitful, I will tell you the story of Holy Buttnuts. So, me and a homie of mine, we play a lot of Rocket League, right? And stuff goes wrong in Rocket League, and you miss your ball. And very frequently when missing my ball in Rocket League, I said stuff like, Holy Buttnuts. So he asked me, inevitably, what I was talking about when I said, Holy Buttnuts. So I told him, Buttnuts are quite possibly the best dessert in the whole world. It's kind of like a combination between monkey bread and Cinnabon. If you don't know what it is, you should probably go Google it. So he didn't, because, you know, we were playing Rocket League. But I kept saying it, and it stayed on his mind, and one day I was able to suggest that he Google it right before he went to the bathroom. So he comes back and basically he goes, well, I scrolled through about 3 pages of butts and nuts before I realized there's no such thing as butt nuts.
You should leave.
So yeah, you know, trolling, but for the good of mankind. Because man, if you're gonna fall for that, you fall for a lot of other stupid shit. So you know, before you start thinking Mr. Guileful is out to troll your butt, throw walls in your face, and spam sorry.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you, my Maywalls get compliments. The reason being, I got Allied Health bars on. I'm looking out for your best interest. You tell me to drop a wall, I'm gonna trust you. That wall's gone. But at the end of the day, the important thing we're here to talk about is remaining constructive. That's really the big theme that I want to go for in this thing that I will hopefully edit down to not being a ramble. Is that I feel the niche I'm attempting to develop for myself in this esports world that's vastly taking off. 9.6 million downloads on this game in 190 different countries. The niche I'm trying to develop is, you know, basically that of a coach. And if you know anything about that, or if you've played 2 seconds of Overwatch, you'll know there's a lot of egos involved in this game. A lot of them. Just a metric boatload. I'm not fucking saying the sun shines out my ass. That would be ridiculous. You can go back through and watch that game where I go 29-5 as Reinhardt. We're killing it, and I still get annoyed at my friend who's an admittedly new Zenyatta. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. But at the end of the day, kind of what I'm starting to realize, and a big part of why I had not yet made this video, was because I could not come up with a pleasant metaphor for the topic, was that basically in the world of coaching, coaching Overwatch, there's 3 types of people. There's coaches, there's athletes, and there are people that fail PE. There are people that just get an F. And so, what do you do when someone gets an F in physical education when you're the coach? Well, clearly up until, you know, through high school, before college, adjustments need to be made. To quote Einstein, you judge a hefty kid by his ability to climb a 35-foot rope, he's gonna fall off and break his arm and be pissed off the rest of his life. But you put that hefty kid in a water polo pool, maybe he's the best defender you've ever friggin' seen. At least I'm pretty sure that's the quote. So, that's one thing though, but like, this is Overwatch. This is college level sports here, guys. I'm sorry if you don't see it. You're not watching the synergy the pros are throwing out. Like, and it saddens me how many people don't do the research. You know what I mean? And like, that's why I'm confident in a lot of the things I say, because I've done a lot of research. But I can't work with people that get an F in physical ed. What I need is people that don't get defensive, and if I make a bad call, because like I said, sun don't shine out my ass, I ain't perfect, I'm gonna make bad calls. I need someone to tell me that. I need someone to be like, oh, I did totally just coordinate my ultimate with Zarya, that's why my ultimate's gone and her ultimate's gone, you just missed it. Like, don't tell me to coordinate, I did coordinate. And I'm like, hell yeah, man, good call. Maybe minus the don't tell me thing, because like, that's unnecessary and that's defensive and that's not constructive, and we're trying to be constructive here. And so, you know, what do I feel my niche in a world like this is? A world full of ego-driven coaches and people that fail PE. Well, you know, like, you find who you can work with. Like, you're not gonna get along with everybody. That's impossible. It's just not gonna work. Like, you can all agree to put your differences aside, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna not send that person an invite to your party and go play with someone else. Like, it's just how it goes. And so, what it really boils down to, in my opinion, and this is gonna be a hilariously non sequitur plug, is people at the very least, even if they don't have a mic, even if they are already doing their job, because I mean, you're not gonna send a friend request to someone that's not doing their job. That'd be insanity. Why would you do that? You can't work with that person. They're already off to a bad start. Anyway, that person has to be willing to do at least a degree of research. And that degree that I vet people by is Terioth. I'll put his link to his channel in the bottom. He's got 5 tips at least for every single character. The videos average about 2.5 minutes, and they're incredible. Like, for me, I'd say overall he averages about 4 out of 5 tips is either something I didn't know and is totally helpful, or was something I suspected and was glad to have confirmed. You know, like, and so if some person doesn't have time to do that, after I have at least 20 some odd people that I've sent to his channel and have explicitly told me, like, yeah, like, he's great, specifically the Reinhardt. I keep directing everybody to his Reinhardt videos. Like, I didn't enjoy Reinhardt until I watched all of his Reinhardt videos, and now I'm the rectangle hammer everybody needs. And that actually helps me get back on topic to my niche in this friggin' game. What characters do I like to play? I like characters that give me time to look around. Roadhog, Reinhardt, Anna, because I should be behind Reinhardt. Stuff that lets me see, you know, how we can get a little bit better, how we can gank them a little harder, how we can hold a little harder. And you know, when when I call people out on not doing their job, like obviously in the beginning I was considerably more of an asshole, and I'm still not gonna say I do not have my asshole moments.
Justice will be done.
Since I got distracted, we're back with, you know, good old buddy Reinhardt. Talking about playing characters that afford me time to look around. Good example, and I didn't pick him, and I'm not going to talk about him, is Winston. If I've got a McCree right here, and I don't need to aim at him at all, other than but to track a tiny bit, like I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna see who I want to gank next, who's not grouped effectively, and I don't know. Am I paying more attention than the average player? Am I worse off because I'm, I don't know, paying less attention to specific things? I can't say that, but I can say that me doing my best to look out for everybody else's best interest and overall growth as an individual in what is a highly competitive racket is really all an individual can do, you know? Like, a good example of how I am all about the best interest of another player is earlier today I had a Junkrat who was incredible. I'd never seen anything like it. He was incredible at taking damage without dying and getting back to me as Anna to get him to full health. So I just take a moment, appreciate the beauty of a Junkrat forcing the enemy team to throw out trash damage. Just the symbolic Overwatch beauty of a Junkrat forcing the other team to freaking deal out trash damage. Like, that's beautiful. I threw a grenade at him, probably at the expense of my life, because I wanted to keep seeing him do that. That's, oh, and if you don't know why that's beautiful, please just go for a second and look up the gold medal fallacy. So I don't know. What am I ultimately trying to say? There's gonna be people that don't want to be coached. And they get the axe. Like, you don't play with them. You don't play with them because they're not out to get better. They're out to think they're the best. And that ain't right. Terioth will prove to you in 5 tips that you ain't the best, because you're gonna not know at least one of them. He has hundreds. He has hundreds. There's no way he's not. There's no way you're gonna go to his channel like after watching my video, and not learn at least one tip. There's just isn't. I defy you. I freaking defy you to do that.